Hello students, today we will learn the first poem from Unit 1, Subunit 1.1. The title of the poem is Life and it is written by Charlotte Bronte. Let me give you a brief introduction of the poet. Charlotte Bronte is a famous English poet and novelist of the 19th century. Her notable works include the novels Jane Eyre and Villette. Let me give you a brief summary of the poem. The poem Life is both motivating and optimistic. The poet Charlotte Bronte encourages her readers to look at life with a positive attitude. We should not be disappointed or unhappy when we have difficulties or problems, as these bad times are temporary and good times will invariably follow. Ultimately, hope will help us to bear our trials bravely and fearlessly. We must be optimistic and have the courage and determination to overcome all our difficulties victoriously. Students, let us have a clear understanding of the poet's message to us. Life, believe, is not a dream so dark as sages say. Oft a little morning rain foretells a pleasant day. The poet begins with the word life, which is the title of the poem, and emphasizes about human life. According to the poet, we should not believe that life is a dark dream, as sages say, which means that life is not as bad as most people say. Often a little morning rain foretells a pleasant day. In this line, the metaphor, morning rain, symbolizes sorrow and despair. This line means that sorrow and despair may come our way, but it will always lead to joy and happiness. Sometimes there are clouds of gloom, but these are transient all. If the shower will make the roses bloom, oh, why lament its fall? Sometimes there are clouds of gloom, but these are transient all. In this line, the metaphor clouds of gloom symbolizes sorrow and grief, which are present in the life of every human being. And they are always temporary. That is, they last for a short period of time, and joy and happiness soon follows. The line, if the shower will make the roses bloom, oh, why lament its fall, is a rhetorical question which means that if a light fall of rain can make the roses bloom, then why should we mourn its fall? This implies that sorrow leads to happiness and should not be lamented. Rapidly, merrily, life's sunny hours flit by. Gratefully, cheerily, enjoy them as they fly. According to the poet, the line life's sunny hours flit by means life's happy moments are moving ahead very fast, and we must gratefully and happily enjoy those fast flying moments of life. What though death at times steps in and calls our best away? What though sorrow seems to win over hope a heavy sway? The poet rhetorically says that even though death takes away the people we love most, or sorrow takes over our hope, we should never lose our will and determination. Yet hope again elastic springs, unconquered though she fell, still buoyant are her golden wings, still strong to bear us well. Hope has elastic springs. It means hope is elastic, like the spring season. It can be bent by sorrow or by the winter season, but cannot be broken completely. It retains itself after the sorrowful moments pass by or winter goes away. The poet further says that the golden wings of hope are still strong enough to bear us and help us rise from this state of despair. Manfully, fearlessly, the day of trial bear, for gloriously, victoriously, can courage quell despair? We should bear every difficult situation bravely and fearlessly, and our courage will make us victorious. The poem thus ends with a strong will, hope, and determination that good times will ultimately come to us. The rhyme scheme of the poem. For the first four lines, the rhyme scheme is ABCB because the words dream and rain do not rhyme. For the rest of the poem, the rhyme scheme is ABAB. Poetic devices. Life belief is not a dream so dark as sages say. In this line, there are two figures of speech. The first figure of speech is simile. The poet compares the quality of life being a dark dream to the prophecies of the sages. The other figure of speech is alliteration. The repetition of the sound of letter S for poetic effect. Oft a little morning rain foretells a pleasant day. In this line, morning rain is a metaphor and it is indirectly compared to sorrow and despair. Also, the metaphor pleasant day is indirectly compared to joyous or happy times. Sometimes there are clouds of gloom. Now, clouds of gloom is a metaphor and it is indirectly compared to sorrow or difficult times. If the shower will make the roses bloom, here shower is a metaphor which is indirectly compared to sorrow or difficult moments. The roses blooming is also a metaphor which is indirectly compared to happiness or good times. Oh, why lament its fall is a rhetorical question or interrogative. Sunny hours. From the line life's sunny hours flit by is a metaphor which is indirectly compared to happy moments. What though death at times steps in? This is an example of personification where death is personified and is given the human quality to step in and calls our best away. This is a rhetorical question. What though sorrow seems to win? Personification, sorrow is personified and is given the human quality to win. Also, the letter S is repeated for poetic effect, so it is an example of alliteration. Over hope a heavy sway is a rhetorical question. Yet hope again elastic springs. This is an example of personification where hope is given the human quality of being elastic. Still buoyant are her golden wings. Here, golden wings is a metaphor. The golden color of optimism is indirectly compared to the wings of hope. Manfully, fearlessly. Personification. Hope is given the human quality of being brave and fearless. Can courage quell despair? It is an example of personification where courage is given the human quality to end despair. Warming up. Question number 1. There are many popular lines like life is a game, play it well, life is a journey, keep going ahead. Some more examples are life is a song, sing it, life is a challenge, meet it, life is a sacrifice, offer it, life is a dream, realize it, and life is love, enjoy it. Question number 2. Prepare as many acrostics using the word life. Some examples are L for love, I for inspires, F for faith, E for enlightens. Another example is L for lively, I for ideas, F for fascinates, E for everyone. Question number 3. Write the words in the appropriate columns as given. Positive feelings and negative feelings. Now the words which represent positive feelings are hopeful, happy, loving, cheerful, comfortable, peaceful, motivated, inspired, enthusiastic, surprised, excited. The words which indicate negative feelings are lonely, jealous, shy, proud, anxiety, nervous, embarrassed, scared, silly, depressed, threatened, crushed, and angry. English workshop. Question number 1. Pick out from the poem 2 lines each that reflect an optimistic, that is positive attitude, and pessimistic, negative attitude. Examples of optimism are foretells a pleasant day, and the second, still buoyant are her golden wings. Examples of pessimism, oft a little morning rain, and the second, sometimes there are clouds of gloom. Question number 2. Give other ly adverbs of similar meaning for the following. The first one, rapidly, the meaning is quickly or swiftly. Merrily, happily, joyfully. Gratefully, the meaning is thankfully. Cheerily, happily. Manfully, bravely. Fearlessly, boldly or bravely. Gloriously, splendidly. And victoriously can write triumphantly or successfully. Question number 3A. Pick out 3 examples of interrogation or rhetorical questions from the poem. Explain in your own words the point that each one makes. First, if the shower will make the roses bloom, oh, why lament its fall? Explanation. If a little rain helps the roses to flower, we should not be sorrowful. This means that we must not express grief or regret when we face difficulties in our life. 2. What though death at times steps in and calls our best away? Explanation. At times when death takes away the people we love the most or our loved ones, we must accept it and hope for better times ahead. 3. What though sorrow seems to win over hope a heavy sway? Even if sorrow takes over our hope, we should never lose our will and determination. Question number 3b. Explain the metaphor in the following lines. 1. After little morning rain foretells a pleasant day. If there is sorrow and despair at some stages in our life, then it will be followed by joy and happiness. Morning rain is indirectly compared to sorrow and despair, and a pleasant day to joy and happiness. Second, sometimes there are clouds. Explanation: sometimes there are difficulties or sorrow and grief. Your clouds are indirectly compared to difficulties or sorrow and grief. Third, the shower will make the roses bloom. Explanation: the difficult moments we face in life will be always followed with better times ahead. Here, the shower is indirectly compared to difficulties or sad times, and the blooming of roses is indirectly compared to better times. Fourth, life's sunny hours flit by. Explanation: life's happy moments are moving ahead very quickly. Sunny hours is indirectly compared to happy times. Question number 3c. Pick out 4 examples of personification. Write what is personified in each. 1. Death at times steps in. Here, death is personified and given the human quality of stepping in. 2. Sorrow seems to win. Here, sorrow is personified and is given the human quality to win. 3. Yet hope again elastic springs. Here, hope is personified and is given the human quality of being elastic. 4. Can courage quell despair? Here, courage is given the human quality of ending despair. 3d. And calls are best away is a gentle way of expressing the unpleasant idea of a loved one dying. Now, this is an example of euphemism, which is a figure of speech, and it means an unpleasant idea is expressed in a tactful and gentle manner. Your death can be expressed in a gentle way. So the examples are: he or she is no more, he or she has gone to heaven, he or she has passed away, he or she is resting in peace. Question number 4 is based on writing skills. Here we have to write an episode or an experience from our own life. So you can relate an unpleasant experience or untoward incident that occurred in your life, and that will lead to the conclusion which is given. And that's how I realized that courage and hope can help me overcome any major mishap or problem in life. Word meanings from the poem Life. Sage, a wise person. Foretells, tells of an event before it happens or predicts. Gloom means darkness. Here it means sorrow or grief. Transient, temporary, or a short period of time. Shower, light rain. Lament, mourn, or express grief or regret. Flit, pass rapidly or quickly. Cheerily means happily or heartily. Sway, controlling influence, unconquered, undefeated, buoyant, that which can rise upwards, manfully, bravely, gloriously, worthily or splendidly, quell, end or suppress or overcome, despair, loss of hope. Contractions or short forms. Oft means often, o'er means over. Questions. Question 1. What do the sages say? Answer. The sages say that life is a dark dream. Question 2. What does the rain often foretell? Answer. The rain often foretells a pleasant day. Question 3. What should we do in joyful times in life? Answer. We should enjoy the joyful times in life gratefully and cheerily. Question 4. Who does our best refer to? Answer. Our best refers to the people we love the most. Question 5. Why are the wings of hope golden? Answer. Gold is the color of optimism. The wings of hope are golden because hope helps to lift us out of our sadness, no matter how discouraged we may be. Hope you liked this video. Thanks for watching.